Happy Friday. Now, tomorrow is officially International Women's Day, and I've been in Melbourne speaking to an amazing group at the Australian Automobile Aftermarket Association. A lot of A's happening in that sentence. And it was the most amazing room of women and a few men. It was really beautiful. So they had introduced and brought in and invited some men from the industry, which was really beautiful because I think I've got this real passion for us going forward as a gender. And some women say to me, look, it's too soon, the women have got no pay equity and they've got this and they've got that, and the men are bad and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, I don't think making each other wrong is going to make anything right. I'm very big on this. I think it's the same. I think it would be really nice if people could move forward. Now, I get there's a lot of pain, and this is the same if you're talking about cultural differences, you're talking about gender differences, you're talking about whatever. There's pain and shit and trauma, 100% not taking away from any of that. But the way forward is forward. And I'm really passionate about men and women being really different and complementary. And I think we're deliberately designed like that, so I've had the pleasure, it has been a pleasure, not always, but I've had the pleasure of raising 2 sons and 2 daughters. And I now see massive differences it's helped me understand my husband better by raising 2 boys. I now look at him differently. I look at my brother differently, my father differently. And I think the understanding that comes, I love Thich Nhat Hanh is a famous monk, and I love his quote that understanding is love's other name. I reckon that's a pretty cool quote. And if you're struggling to love someone, just try and understand them. So I spoke at this breakfast in Melbourne about International Women's Day. And I was talking about how we're in, an energy crisis. Right? So we're in this crisis where women are overgiving and under-receiving. So it's, I've got a bit of a tickle this morning. Right, that's finished. I'm finished with the tickle now. I'm sorry about that. So over-giving, under-receiving. And that is no one's fault, except it's been taught for years and years and generations. So my mother taught me to be in service to every bastard that came around the house, and her mother taught her, and her mother taught her, and so on and so on and so on. So I think it's a very simplified version, but I think that's what happens. Men have been taught how to be men by their men, right? By their fathers' fathers, blah, blah, blah. So we've all been taught the rules of a game. And some could say the game we're playing is the patriarchy game. And yes, it is. But we are smart enough to turn this ship. Now, it's a big ship to turn. But I think to do it cleverly, it's not about pushing each other down to come up, for the other one to come up. That kind of leveling where you go, well, if I make you small, I get bigger. It's just such an ego game. I think it's bullshit. So I love the idea. Empowerment is a big part of this year's International Women's Day theme. And empowering us to see the beauty in men and to acknowledge what they're good at, to acknowledge the roles they play, to acknowledge the good men and to encourage others to be better is extraordinary. So there were these wonderful men in this room in Melbourne, and they were like, a couple of them said to me afterwards, oh my God, thank you so much. I kind of was really nervous about coming to this event because I didn't know if I should be here, but I was invited. And then one of them said, I felt damned if I didn't, because if I didn't come, I looked like I wasn't supportive. But if I did come, I was really awkward, and everyone was great. And you were great because I didn't get made out to be the bad guy. And I'm like, surely if we've learned anything, International Women's Day is not about making men wrong. It's about creating space and creating events and just creating energy that makes women better. So these glorious women had organised a breakfast where they could gather everyone together. And they're launching a mentoring circles program. And everyone was together in this room. And I just, having a space, I love the idea of women sitting in circles. And we've traditionally always sat in circles. So women sat and weaved flax. Early Māori woman did that in New Zealand. And like when I was on holiday in Samoa years ago, and I saw all these women sitting in a whālei, and they were all sitting in a circle, and some were breastfeeding and some were pregnant and some were talking, and there were children pottering around, but they were in a circle. And they met every morning and shared their wisdom. And so the older women talked to the younger women, and we've lost all that. And it's like just creating space. Women are notorious for overdoing and underbeing. And I think we get so stuck in the doing, right? And doing everything instead of actually just relaxing and being. And men are much better at being with each other. Women are always doing. Like even when we gather together, we're cooking together, right? We're doing things together instead of just sitting and hanging out. And I think being better at that is really important, and creating space, which is why I love the International Women's Day, because it gives the women some space. And when as women, when we're so hectic, we get up in the morning, running around after kids, jump in the car, get to work, run around, tick everyone's boxes, get home, put your handbag down, rush to the supermarket, get some food, do the dinner, fold the washing. It's just, and this is a very stereotypical scenario, but it's exhausting. And there's always someone that needs something or someone that wants something. And I think that resonates for a lot of women. And so it's like, when do I ever just get some fucking space to not be needed, and some of us create that need. Some of us want to be needed so badly, we are constantly looking for people to give to. And I know I've been in that space, like as a people-pleasing bloody human, I have been really guilty of that. And now it's about, can I give myself some space to just step into myself? Like I really love that. How can I step into myself? How can I give myself some space? And collectively as women, I think we need to spend more time just together, just going, what's a common point between us? And we're so busy at separating ourselves as humans. We look at the external stuff. We go, oh, you're old and I'm young, or you're fat and I'm thin, or so we don't have anything in common. And it's like, oh my God, we have so much in common. So many experiences. So many biases, so many things that have happened in our worlds that would all overlap. And I really love the idea of us getting to spend more time. And traditionally, women have been super competitive. And we had to be, because way back when we were cave women, I had to compete with you so that I could get the strongest man. So there was one big, strong caveman. I was going to push all the other women out of the way and do everything I could to win that caveman, so I had the best chance at survival, because I needed shelter, I needed someone to kill a beast, I needed someone to chop up the meat, I needed strength and shelter, and I needed a man for that, and I believed that, right? And so but we're still competing, and we don't need someone to kill us a beast. We don't need someone to build a shelter. We can pay for these things. Like, life's moved on. I love that. I really love that. And I think just thinking about where that came from and all the stuff our mothers taught us that was probably so wrong when you look at life now. But you know what? They meant well. They meant well. None of them deliberately tried to fuck us up, I don't think. So I'm interested, what are you doing for International Women's Day? Are you honouring the women in your life if you're a man listening to this podcast? We've got quite a few fellas. I love that. I do love fellas. You're very simple creatures, aren't you? So what are you doing? What are you doing for International Women's Day for the women in your world? If you're a woman, what are you doing to celebrate the women in your world? Send someone a text and go, you're my favourite woman. I'm so grateful for the woman you are. I'm grateful for the woman you helped me become. I'm grateful for the woman, you know, whatever it is. Just, I think acknowledging each other is something we're really bad at. We're really bad at just going, hey, this is what I want for you, or this is what I admire about you. And I think if you're a man, honouring the women in your life is a really good idea. Now, International Men's Day is the 18th of November. And I said to some people today at this event, I look forward to coming back on the 18th of November for the International Men's Breakfast, because there's issues affecting men that no one's talking about. Mental health, high suicide rates, the exhaustion of being a constant and consistent provider. There's so many issues there. People say, I don't care, he can get stuffed, he can do this, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's going to help. I don't think it's going to help. So I think we need to go forward together. We need to go forward and support each other together. And yes, the scales are well tipped, not in our favour. And again, some of you are going to be going, really, Lisa, you want me to be the bigger person again? And I'm like, well, maybe not. But I think gathering women, and whether that's you gathering a couple of women this weekend and just going, cheers to you for being awesome, whether it's gathering women at work and saying, let's all get together and have a coffee before the day starts, whether it's gathering women for a lunch or a dinner or a drink after work or whatever that looks like, or going on a walk, or just gathering people, I think is really important, because I think collectively there's an answer in that. Just be better. I'm so, so grateful to all the wonderful women in my life. I'm very, very grateful. So that is me. I'm about to get on a plane, about to leave Melbourne and head home. So I'm grateful to Melbourne for having me. I'm grateful for the event. It was extraordinary. And yeah, I'm very fucking grateful to be a woman. I love being a woman. I was saying to these women yesterday, as a woman, don't ever doubt yourself. And if you do find yourself doubting yourself, just think, do you know what? I have a fucking life-giving portal between my legs. I can make humans. Like, we are unbelievable. The fact that my body has made 4 humans, has sustained them, grown them, birthed them, fed them, carried them, and cared for them, blows my mind. Blows my mind. Like, we're so incredible. And we need to believe in ourselves. We need to believe in our possibilities. We need to believe in our portals. We need to be happy. We need to be so proud of who we are and what's possible for us and what we can create. And instead of looking at all the things that we can't do, or the things that we wish we could do, or the things that people are stopping us doing, I think we need to step into our possibility. So that's my message. That's my message from me to you, International Women's Day. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.